Adam here with Brand Ready, and today I'm going to talk to you about your logo and why you need to have a black and white version of your logo. This is a logo that I made for a pool company, and as you can see, if I zoom in here, there's a little bit of detail. We've got shadows, we've got highlights. Now, to have a black and white version, I have to make decisions on what I'm eliminating in order to reduce it to just one color. And so as you can see, this is the black version of that logo. So I got rid of some of the shading, I got rid of some of the highlights, and I really just simplified it. Why do you need to have a black and white version? You need to have a black and white version because there's going to be times where you cannot print all those colors. You're going to want to keep it simple, maybe for koozies, for hats, for t-shirts, maybe for frisbees, and you may have those items that are light in color or they're dark in color. And depending on which logo that's simplified, black or white, you can't use one for both of them. So you have to make sure that you have both versions. So to illustrate why it's important to make sure that you have the correct one, both of them, watch what happens when I take this black version, which looks great, by the way, right? This makes sense, the black version. If I were to make this white, obviously you can't see it because it's on a white canvas, but watch what happens when I slide it off here and I start revealing. So here we go. That looks okay, right? Not a problem. But now watch what happens. I'm going to go ahead and slide off the rest of it. Whew, that looks weird, right? That looks, like it's upside down. It looks like a photo negative. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So with your designers, it may be possible and likely that if, they don't know what they're doing, that they may take, the black version and then go ahead and just make it white and say, there you go, you're good to go. But you have to make sure that it makes sense. So here is what it appropriately looks like as the white version. So essentially what we do is we take the black version and we put a big shape around it, and then we cookie cutter it out, and then we put an outline around it. And this makes sense. So now we can put the white version on anything that is darker than the color white, and we can put the black version on anything that is lighter than that color. And so let me show you a real application of what I mean by this. So we're gonna look at some frisbees. Now, when we look at these frisbees, let's do the red one first. As you can see, this makes sense, right? Makes perfect sense. But watch what happens when I take this color and I match the red. Obviously, we can't see it. But watch what happens when I make it just a little bit lighter. We cannot go lighter, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. A little bit lighter. Whoop, my bad. Can't go a little bit darker, rather. Watch what happens when I go a little bit darker. Make that a little bit easier for you to see. A little bit. So now that you can see, it still looks inverted. That's not what we want. So we can literally use any color that's lighter than this red. I'm going to go ahead and choose the red again. And if I go just a little bit lighter, it looks good. Now, if I wanted to do yellow, totally could. The yellow is lighter than the red. Literally anything that's lighter than the shade that it's on. So over here, if we have a white disc, now this white that's on there right now with the logo, that's a super bright white. And it's on kind of a gray, like a light gray disc. But if I were to go the same color, it wouldn't work. So if I go just a little bit darker, see how it looks weird? So we would need to use the black version, okay? And that's what we would do if we grab this guy, bring it over, get rid of that. And so now if we do this, boom, make that smaller and put it here. Now we can use any color that is darker than this white. So, I mean, you could literally do like a light gray that's just darker. It makes perfect sense. Doesn't upset you, doesn't make you feel weird looking at it like it's a photo negative. And that's what we're looking for. That's a little questionable. That yellow, technically, like it does, it's on, the top side of it being darker or lighter, it's on that darker side, but it's still really fluorescent and bright. So it's still a little upsetting. I would probably start here with this blue. And we want to make sure that we use colors that are in the color scheme if possible, right? I'm going to go ahead and use this blue. Boop, grab that. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, it looks good. We have the opportunity to make that darker to increase the contrast to make sure that people see it from this sort of distance. I would probably do that. So I'd probably choose the dark blue and take a look at it. See how you can see that from a little bit further away? So again, I just wanted to show you the importance of the black and white versions. Very important, and the manner in how they create those is important as well. So when you're getting logos made, make sure you get those for your logos. Thanks for watching.